that Land Rover, whether you're a drug dealer or you work on the stock market. The purpose of life is just to have sex with different strangers. It's funny, a person will have a bank card. A stranger comes up to him, a woman will go to a nightclub. A stranger, an unknown man will come up to her, he looks dapper, will come up to her, ask her for her credit cards. Can I have your credit card, please? How dare you? I don't know you. I haven't seen you before. I don't know your parents. I don't know your surname. I don't know anything about you. How am I going to give you my credit card? But if he approaches up to her, how are you looking? Half naked, you look sexy, you look this, that, and the other. How about we go to a hotel? Yeah, you can have my body, but not my credit card. Priorities. So what I'm trying to say to you, we live in a society now where young men are just told to be hench, sleep around, get material things, you'll get the girls. Young girls are just told you are nothing, you have no purpose in society apart to go on Instagram and go like this.
Terrible.
Some people's Instagram accounts don't even have their face in it, just their cleavage. I see some certain school kids on the bus, yeah, and their parents have given them a phone, a smartphone, not just a smartphone, with internet access and data. Before there was, I'm gonna wind up. Before there was birth, childhood, and adulthood. With the event of the smartphone, it's removed childhood. I'm winding up. Just 2 minutes, and I promise I'll answer your thing. So what happens? So what happens is that a child is born, it's given a smartphone, and all innocence is robbed out of it. No more playing on the swings of football and girls learning how to be girls. From 9, 8, 7, she's taught. The more half naked you are on Instagram, the more attention you get. And some people think some attention is better than no attention, even if it's a pervert's attention. So what I'm just trying to say to you guys, if you sincerely believe that there's more to life, yeah, than being a clone of Brad Pitt or whoever the famous actor is now, I'm not in the loop, yeah, Brad Pitt or whoever the guy is now, yeah, Clooney or whatever their names are now, yeah, or the rappers, whether it be, I don't know, Skepta, Storm, whatever. If you think there's more to life, that the sun, the moon, the stars, the skies, photosynthesis, evaporation, if something goes in your eyelid, in your eye now, your eyelids will wipe it. That's not an accident. The seasons are not an accident. If we were too close to the sun, we'd burn. If we're too far away, we'd freeze. This is not a fluke. If you do believe there's more to life, and my purpose of life is not to wear designer clothes and dance like a monkey on a club on the weekend and get out of it, because I can't face reality. And that society tells you you're bum because you ain't got this 350,000 or 600,000 house. I say the true purpose of life doesn't cost anything. And I say to you, take the time out, read the Quran. You will either think another man wrote this, or you'll believe it's from the creator of the universe.
We are told to.
And I've concluded.
Jason, so my question there, what you said, and it's what many of the preachers and politicians that come here and spread their theories do. They attack the society that they live in. We live in an amazing society, and what you do, you break it down to sell your worldview. But if you look, you take one of your points, because you made many points, but one of them was the £600,000 house that everyone aspires to. What you fail to recognise is the positivity in aspiring to that. What drives this society forward and gives you the materially comfortable life you have today, and you can grimace, but we all have in the West a materially comfortable life with healthcare, education. So the majority of people in the West have an incredible standard of life.
I don't want to interrupt him, I want him to finish so that I can rebut his point.
And what drives that forward is capitalism, is the desire to create material wealth and improve the world.
Yeah, most of us know this.
Pardon?
Most of us know this.
No, but I'm responding to his point. He's saying that aspiring to have a £600,000 house is a terrible thing.
Yeah, okay.
And so I'm responding to that direct point that actually it's that type of aspiration. The desire to do well in life is what pushes people into universities and comes up with incredible technological and scientific breakthroughs. And so it's very easy to criticise the aspects of a society you don't like. But we live in a free society. So if someone wants to cover up and wear niqab and hijab, or tickle in Jewish world, Mazel tov, they
He also
can.
raised-
If somebody also wants to take down, if someone wants to take off clothing within the laws of this nation, that's also a fine thing. Freedom is an incredible thing. So you have to separate two moral arguments. One is freedom, and the other is capitalism, because you attack both of them. And capitalism is a good thing because you've got an incredible life. Look, I can see your fancy phone in your pocket. I can see you've got a fancy phone in your pocket. The produce of capitalists wanting to aspire to that nice house. So capitalism is a good
Didn't he
thing,
raise
and
points
freedom
about
is a good thing.
advertising?
It
Didn't
enables
the
you to be a
speaker
Muslim
raise
and me
points
to be a
about
Jew in this
advertising?
incredible society. Like, you can big up Islam without attacking the West.
But he's not against capitalism.
No, he was saying aspiring for a £600,000 house is a bad
Can I-
thing.
Islam's
Can
not
I
against
say
capitalism.
So let me split Jason.
Okay, I live in a society, and as a human being, Muslim or not, yes, I'm allowed to critique that side.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what's the problem?
The problem is, like, I believe that what people that come to this park do is they attack the aspects of this society which gives them the very freedom to do what
Do you
they
believe
do.
in? Do you believe in freedom?
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by do I believe in
Do you
freedom.
believe in freedom?
Is freedom a good thing? Yes.
Okay, so I'm allowed to come to this park and say what I agree with society and I don't agree with society.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me give you example. For example, so I'm growing up in a council estate. Yes, people in that council estate, they have TVs. Yes,
Yeah.
and there's movies that come through that TV.
Yeah.
Yes, and it tells them there's advert they see in a society on, and there's adverts on the buses that go through that society. Yes, and when they go into shops, there's things like alcohol pops that are legal, and there's cigarettes. Yes, and there's lots of things in there that when a child sees, the mind can't intellectually battle. So I have a reason, yes, for why I'm critiquing these things. This society telling you that basically that the purpose of life, yes, is basically you have failed the purpose of life. If you don't have this house with the driveway and a big garden, this, that and the other. The vast majority of people, yeah, do not have degrees, do they?
I don't want to.
That's not true, actually.
Do you think the majority of people in this country go to university, yes or
Yeah,
no?
50, yeah. No, it's above 50-50.
Hold on.
The
I don't,
majority of people go to university, yes.
But in some
no,
countries, it's
hold on. Are you telling me that the
Yeah.
majority of people in this
Yeah.
country are not retarded?
true. It's
Majority of people go to
The
university.
the average salary in this country is £28,000. By global standards, that's very rich.
Okay, excuse me. Are there more rich houses? People in this country? Are there more council
Well, he- no,
estates?
he asked,
Are there more people living in their own houses or more people living in council estates?
There are more people live
In their own
No,
houses.
in their own house, I would
Own
assume.
houses, yeah.
Huh?
Their own
Make
houses.
the argument
I
about.
don't know. Look,
Maybe, Jason, maybe you should look into these points
the
before
point I'm
making the statements.
No, listen. The point I'm trying to say to you: most people in this country are not rich.
They are by global
they're not.
standards.
What are you talking about?
£28,000 average salary
Okay.
is incredibly affluent
Okay.
by global standards.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say
Most
to you,
people are not poor.
I don't believe, yes,
Most people are middle class.
that most people in London, yes, have degrees. Most people are a lot of people, and the majority of people are working retail jobs, working in Sainsbury's, working in Tesco's, working in B&Q and this and that. The majority of people are not, working on Canary Wharf for these kind of places. Yes. So what I'm trying to say to you is that at the end of the day, there's a lot of people in the society, rich or poor anyway. The point is this: this society is telling you, yes, that you haven't made it, yes, unless you have this house with the wide driveway and the big garden, this, that and the other. A lot of people can't even get a mortgage. You understand what I'm saying? So by society's capitalism's standards, most of us are bums. Yes? Okay, because we haven't made it.
It's a very important.
But the thing I'm trying to say, but the thing I'm trying to say to you is this: he says capitalism is very good. It's good for you.
Why is it good for me? You know
I
nothing
tell-
about me.
I tell you why. Because unfortunately, yes, I can't change the world, but I know that most of the clothes that I'm wearing and you're wearing was made in sweatshops. Yes or no?
I don't know where my clothes were making.
No, not anymore.
Excuse me. Are you not naive enough to think that we are living this life? Okay, most clothes are they made here?
No.
Where are they made?
Other places.
Made in?
Most are made in sweatshops.
Excuse me.
No,
Do you know anyone that works in a
Well,
sweatshop?
this guy thinks.
Okay.
This guy thinks.
No.
Okay.
Where do you think this
Brothers.
from that is made in this country?
Made all over the world.
Let me answer the question.
Think about it. Most clothes are made in
Guys, guys, please let me deal with it. Excuse me. Where do you think, do you know anyone that works? in a.
Either
Do you
way,
know
the
what?
general trend. Either way, the general
Do you know sweatshop is?
Yes, I know what a sweatshop
Brother, hold on.
Jason,
Hold on.
bring it in. We're talking about the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, so bring it to
Okay,
the UK.
our clothes that we. Okay. Brother, please. It's hard. There's too many conversations.
No, open it up.
No, it's okay. Most of our clothes, yes, are not made in people with factories from here.
Correct.
Are they?
We live in a global society.
The clothes that we wear in England, most of it is not made here, is it?
Correct.
Even
argue
Tommy,
with that.
even Burberry is their factories. They closed down their factories here. They moved it elsewhere.
And?
You know why? Because you in other countries you can get people to make clothes for next to nothing. But you lot are so naive that you actually think that there's people living in some, like the clothes that we're wearing comes from a place where people live in central heating and double glazing.
Jason, no one said that. You're making
No, you
straw
said
men.
it. You said it. No, I
you're
didn't.
putting words-
Excuse me,
you're putting words
Jason.
on
I
Deal
said
with what the content of what I'm saying. I'm saying capitalism drives societies forward. Objectively, the world today has a higher standard of living than it did 50 years ago as a consequence of capitalism.
What's this?
Hold on.
What's this stuff?
Jason,
I'm saying,
Jason.
that
You
we-
would do well to not,
Yeah,
because
no,
he
no.
makes a good point
No, but-
about capitalism and its generation of resources and stuff like this. But you were trying to make a point about like advertising and the condition of people's minds.
two different
And I
things.
agree that you do have a legitimate attack against capitalism, but you can't just frame it against
But
its
this is what I'm trying to
resources.
say. Look, capitalism is saying is that basically the ends. Capitalism is about selling things. Yes. There's no morals in capitalism.
Exactly.
Okay, so say I want to sell products, yeah, and I don't think people are interested in the product. Yes, I can just put a naked woman in front of it, yeah, to sell it.
Manufacturing.
Jason,
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
This is wrong, Jason.
Hold
You
on.
want to talk morals?
Hold on. I'm gonna ask you. I'm answering your question. Is capitalism? Does it care about morals?
So yes. And I'll explain why. I'll explain why.
Dig is great.
I'll explain why. Islam cares about morals, yes?
Yes.
Within the institution of Islam, slavery is legal. Within the capitalist world today, slavery.
Hold on. What does
more slaves living today than there have ever been.
Hold on. You said something about Islam. You talked about slavery. What did Prophet
There are so many
what did
slaves
Prophet
under
Muhammad
capitalism.
Muhammad bought and sold slaves.
Excuse me.
He bought and sold
Okay,
slaves.
Cool. So hold on.
If
There
you
are
want
more
to take
slaves
this to a
living on this
moral,
planet today than there have ever been.
Probably to do with the size of the
Let me ask you a
population
question.
today.
So what?
Let me rebut his rubbish. Let me ask you a question. What did Prophet Muhammad say when if you have a slave, yes, how you should treat him? Since you know you've got a PhD in Islam, answer that and say the hadith.
Okay, so Muhammad, I can't say verbatim what he said, but he says it's preferable
You
to
don't
say
have a clue what he said. Wallahi, you don't have a clue. Say the hadith. No, say the hadith. No, say the hadith.
Did he say?
Oh, now without Google, we're stuck. Oh, look at this Einstein.
Did he say?
Jason, did he keep slaves?
hold on.
Jason, did he keep slaves?
Okay,
Yes, no.
so you have a word.
Yes, no.
Okay.
Yes, no.
Hey, brother, please don't worry. I got it. Because
Did he say slavery is wrong now and forever?
Hold on. No, hold on a second. Because there's certain situations.
No, there isn't.
For example,
there isn't certain situations.
there is
Slavery is
The
always.
only
Excuse me.
people who defend slavery are religious
Okay,
Jews,
let me ask you a
Christians, and
question.
Muslims.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
In this part, and
You're a
racist.
Jew. What are you talking about? You're a Jew. What are you talking about? You're a Jew. What are you talking about?
Self-reflection. He's being honest.
I'm being honest. I'm saying
So your religion is rubbish, yeah?
Hussain, listen.
Yeah,
listen,
say it,
Hussain,
you
listen,
hypocrite.
listen.
See that?
Hussain, listen. I
Liar.
will stand here today to COE cameras to everyone in the park and say the institution of slavery is immoral. The only people I've ever argued with who've tried to say historically in some point in time slavery was okay is religious Christians, Muslims and Jews. There is not one person here that would raise their hand, I assume, and say that slavery is a good thing. Yet within the biblical and the Quranic narrative, slavery was an institution. People bought and kept slaves. People went to war and captured slaves. Muhammad captured slaves at times of war.
Brother, let me ignore him. Okay. So, because your religion is not like my religion, I'm asking you a question. Is slavery in Judaism?
Slavery in Judaism, I'm against
Okay.
it. I'm against
is that
it.
wrong religion? Did God send that down, yes or no?
So,
Yeah.
Hussain,
Yeah. Do you want to phone a
listen,
friend? Do you want to
Hussain,
phone a
Hussain,
friend? Answer the
Hussain,
question.
Hussain, instead of getting into religious, just say whether slavery is immoral or moral. That's all we need to do.
I'm not
we
ashamed.
don't have to.
I'm going to talk about
so
slavery.
say it's moral then.
No.
Say it's moral.
Look, he's heading for the fire exit. See this guy? Didn't you think you was getting in front of a camera before you got in front of it and started speaking? You're a Jew, yes?
Hussain,
Hold
deal
on,
with what
don't
I'm
cry.
saying.
Please don't cry. I ain't
Just
got no
say
Kleenex.
it's-
Listen,
What are you doing?
this is what I'm trying to say to you. You're a Jew, yes? Was God wrong when he revealed slavery in your book?
So again, I will say I believe that slavery is immoral.
So your book is immoral, yes?
So no, I'm saying I believe that slavery is immoral.
So your book is immoral because it has slavery in it.
So I believe the institution of slavery is immoral.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
So I'm
not speaking French, am I?
Hussain.
No. Is your book immoral because it revealed slavery, yes or no?
Hussain. So
I know what my name is, stop saying it.
well, you said it was Jason before.
Yeah, you can use Jason or Hussain. You can use Jason or Hussain. They're both my names. But saying my name over and over again is not going to remove you from this trap you've got yourself into.
Okay, so I've just answered. I've said I think slavery is immoral. Now your turn.
Okay, it's in your book. Is your book immoral?
So so there are many things in the biblical narrative that I disagree with. Yeah. So I'm saying I disagree with those things.
So your book has a mistake in it.
So it's not to do with the mistake or not. The book is what it is. I am reading it critically and saying that's an issue I have.
Okay, slavery's in your book. Is your book got a mistake in it? Yes or no?
It's not got a mistake in it. The book
Don't be
is what it
ashamed.
is.
So your book has a mistake. You believe your book has a mistake in it, yes?
Okay, I'm saying this is getting really.
Why can't you answer the question? Why can't you answer the
What do you
question?
mean answer the question? I'm answering the question. The book has no mistake in it. The book is what it is.
Yeah.
I can read it and say this I think is positive. This is negative. There is no commandment.
Did God reveal all of it?
Hussain, listen.
Did God reveal
Hussain,
all of it?
Listen, mate, listen. There is no commandment for Jews to keep slaves. Yeah. There isn't a law that says thou shalt keep slaves. However, in the time of Abraham, in the time of Isaac, Jacob, and Moses, slavery was a thing. And so within the Jewish tradition, there is mechanisms for releasing slaves. Yeah, so every 7th year, every 50th year, there is mechanisms for freeing your slaves and sending them back to their ancestral land. Yeah? So this is the Jewish position. However, what it doesn't do is say that slavery is forbidden. It forbids bacon, just like the Quran forbids bacon. So I'm giving you, it's not that the Torah has a mistake in it, it's saying that this is not illegal, but I'm saying I am taking a moral position.
Hold on. Doesn't
that
the
I
Bible?
disagree
No, the
with it.
Bible says if you have a slave, a bowing, baying, not only in front of his eyesight. Do you believe in both? Or do you only believe in the Old Testament?
So Jews only believe the Old Testament.
Okay. Does it talk about how to deal with slaves?
It talks about you
Yes.
could, yes.
Okay, it talks about did it. Does it say just let them free straight away?
No, it says you can't excessively work them. You have to.
Oh, but you can work them. Oh, so you can work slaves in your book.
just said literally.